Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 28, 29. All right. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Passes. Okay, we have good audio. That's pretty good. Let's check. Oh, we have just as I'm streaming. Let me just say good night. Oh my god. No way. No way. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. She just dropped me because I talked to ex-girlfriends. Oh my god. This girl is a Looney Tune. She is loony. Completely loony. She's off. She's off her meds. It's whatever, man. Wow. Oh my god. Not even gonna react. Just forget about her. This is Looney Tune. Completely loony. Wow, what a loon. What a waste of space. Okay. That's that. And that's that. Okay, what's this about? So, Hamburger, hey, if you want to pick back up my husband leaves in half hour to go to the synagogue. Sure. I mean, all right. I'm beginning to get the hang of Einstein's GR. I'm beginning to understand the limitations. This is the most important thing, that the limitations. Let's see what she says. Meet you as soon as he goes. Okay. All right. So what do we got? All right. I want to continue watching this, but maybe first we need to watch something on YouTube. Let's watch anything on YouTube to clear our minds from the nonsense. Accused of mansplaining. What is Dirac delta? Physics of the universe. What is Dirac delta function? I'm actually familiar with Dirac's delta function. What is this? G3 psi t. What is this? Is this some problem that he solved? The moment Israel strikes a building in Neseirat. Neseirat? Where is that? IDF tanks storm Lebanon. That's the secret of war. The secret of war is all at once. you can't you can't go to war with a little bit of your power at a time, because you want to be able to meet. That's the secret of success. The secret of success is to storm with all your might one objective. Concentrate on one objective. Make sure that you overwhelm the enemy on that objective. So let's say you want to conquer a hill and the enemy is defending the hill. So you do a calculation and you make sure you overwhelm the enemy at least 10 to 1. You have to be at least 10 to 1 when the enemy is defending itself. That's what I know is the rule of war. So the enemy is defending a hill, you gotta have 10 times the power when you attack, because they're defending. It's much easier for them to sit and fire at you as you're running around. They can see you. They have probably it's a hill, so they have what do you call the height advantage, whatever. So you need to storm them all at once from all directions, with everything you have, from the air, from the ground, with artillery, everything all at once. So they're overwhelmed. Then, you minimize casualties on your side, and you win. That's the secret. So when Israel wants to go into Lebanon or whatever, they need to storm. That's the secret. You storm all at once, air support, everything. You concentrate everything you have on one tiny spot. You concentrate and you make sure you win that with minimum casualty. That's how you win a war. And if you do that, you win one spot, and you go to the next spot and the next spot. And every time you try to, of course, surprise your enemy. Every time you always want to surprise the enemy. So you might want to retreat while simultaneously attacking. So the enemy sees you retreating and thinks, oh, okay, he's retreating, and then simultaneously you attack, or you use every trick in the book. So Bibi went to the UN, spoke at the UN, while simultaneously they completely obliterated Hezbollah's headquarters simultaneously. So this is the least expected. Everything you do when the enemy least expects it. And then you have a chance. You have a chance. You have a good chance. Good chance. Okay, we have messages. Let's see the messages. These are the messages. I think I'll have hummus first. You snack. I eat what do you call it? Not cucumbers. Carrots. Lately as snack. I try not to snack. Better to build an appetite and have a, what do you call it? Protein based meal. That's the preference. Anyway, let's see what else we got. So the biggest lies. So everybody's talking about this thing. What is dark energy and dark matter? I don't know what is dark matter. I honestly, I don't know. What I was also thinking is shock scares gorilla.
Quiet responses.
Oh, a gorilla would never expect a human to be so big.
Stays in the back, lets himself. Yeah, let them have a chance to settle. It's nice and quiet, let them settle. Because it's fear. right? So this is like their home, so we just want to be like non-dominant poses, nice and relaxed.
The problem with a gorilla is it's hiding huge muscles. I think a gorilla, I don't know if this is a normal gorilla, but a normal gorilla is like multiple times stronger than a man. They can basically rip a person to pieces.
Ever since he was in college, Shaq had a habit of breaking basketball hoops. It got so bad that the NBA had to make a new rule for it that's still around today. One time,
What do we got? Optical analogy of general relativity. Optical analogy? What? That doesn't make any sense. What is this? Electromagnetic wave, magnetic field, electric field. The field is misspelled. So heavy ion collisions. Unveiling, I don't know what that means. Dark matter, Dirac delta function. Attorney son turns traffic stop into felony charge. Dawkins delusion. I don't know what that is. Whoa, what's this? Real story behind the viral video of what? This guy is amazing. I was watching this video as I was sleeping. Unbelievable. Free mind and free markets. Right time, right place. Ride the wave to success. Watch this if you feel circumstances are stacked against you. Schrodinger equation, derivation, plausibility argument, and time independent. Yeah, I probably should watch more derivations of Schrodinger. Introducing tensors. Schrodinger versus Heisenberg picture. Yeah, I need to figure out Heisenberg. I'm still uncomfortable with Heisenberg. Quantum harmonic oscillator. I don't know what that is. I keep hearing things about it. I don't know what that is. Interpretation of the wave function. I love hearing these nonsensical interpretations of the wave function. Let's hear it.
Interpretation. The wave function. So you should look at what the inventor said. So what did Schrodinger say? Schrodinger thought that psi represents particles that disintegrate. You have a wave function. The wave function is spread all over space, so the particle has disintegrated completely. And wherever you find more psi, more of the particle is there. That was his interpretation. Then came Max Born. He said, that doesn't look right to me.
What do you mean it doesn't look right to me? Let's see the argument.
Have a particle, but I solved the Schrodinger equation. Everybody started solving the Schrodinger equation. So they solved it for a particle that hits a Coulomb potential. And they find that the wave function falls off like 1 over r. Okay, the wave function falls off like 1 over r. So is the particle disintegrating? And if you measure, you get a little bit of the particle here. No, Max Born said, we've done this experiment. The particle chooses some way to go, and it goes one way. And when you measure, you get the full particle. The particle never disintegrates. Okay, so Schrodinger.
Wow, this is an interesting discussion. Wow.
Hated what Max Born said. Einstein hated it. But never mind. Max Born was right. Max Born said it represents probabilities. And of course,
that's nonsense. That is such nonsense. So it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. So the assumptions are, you have to fix all your assumptions. As far as I know, some of the times, some of the applications of the Schrodinger equation match the predictions. Some do, some don't. His predictions are based on Bohr and de Broglie and Einstein and Planck. That's why Einstein hated it, hated Born.
Why did they hate it? Because suddenly you lose determinism. You can just talk about probability. So that was sort of funny.
What? So with the probability because of the scattering? The probability of the scattering gave you the answer? So you go with the probability interpretation always?
I mean, and in fact, neither Einstein nor Schrödinger ever reconciled themselves with the probabilistic interpretation. They never quite liked it. It's probably,
Wait, neither who nor who? Schrödinger?
I don't know, why did they hate it? Because suddenly you lose determinism. You can just talk about probability. So that was sort of funny.
Probabilities. I wouldn't.
And in fact, neither Einstein nor Schrödinger ever reconciled themselves with the probabilistic interpretation. They never quite liked it. It's probably said that the whole Schrödinger cat experiment was a way of Schrödinger to try to say how ridiculous the probability interpretation was.
No, it's the superposition. It's not the probability. It's a superposition. It's the fact that it's about the wave function collapse.
Of course, it's not ridiculous. It's right. And the important thing is summarized, I think, with one sentence here. I'll write it. Psi of x and t does not tell how much of the particle.
What particle? It's a wave.
Is at x at time t.
Why would you say the word particle?
But rather, what is the probability? Probability. Ability to find it at x at time t.
So you're teaching something that Einstein disagreed with, Schrödinger disagreed with. This is the Born rule that Born agreed with, maybe other people agreed with, and you're teaching it. Maybe you agree with it, but some people disagreed with it. The question is, what's the data? What does the data tell us?
But in one sentence, the first clause is what Schrödinger said, and it's not that. It's not what fraction of the particle you get, how much of the particle you get. It's the probability of getting it. But that requires a little more.
Is that what Schrödinger? That's not what you said Schrödinger said. I need. This is so important. There's so little history being told about what everyone said about everything. I need to hear more. Anyway, we're at 344. Let's hear it from the beginning again. 344.
The wave function. So you should look at what the inventor said. So what did Schrödinger say? Schrödinger thought that psi represent particles that disintegrate.
Particles. He's talking about the makeup of the wave. I would say that he's talking about the particles that make up the wave. What do you mean particles that disintegrate? It's a wave.
You have a wave function. The wave function is spread all over space, so the particle
That's called a wave.
has disintegrated completely.
The particle doesn't disintegrate. It's a wave. The particle disintegrates? No, it's a wave. The wave, you could say spreads. That's what the function predicts because he just assumed a wave. But if that's not what happened, so there's more constraints that you need to feed into the equation, or you need to have more constraints. It's like if you see a wave in real life behaving in a way you didn't predict, well, then you need to fix your wave equation so that it predicts better. It better predicts what you see, what you experience, what the results of the experiments. Just fix the way your wave equation or your constraints or your conditions. Continue improving your theory so that it matches the results as much as possible, so that you make a prediction, and until the predictions become as perfect as possible. You can always improve, That's why computer simulation is so important.
And wherever you find more psi, more of the particle is there.
It's more of the wave is there, not particle. These people, they think it's a particle.
That was his interpretation. Then came Max Born, and he said, that doesn't look right to me. If I have a particle, but I solved the Schrodinger equation. Everybody started solving the Schrodinger equation. So they solved it for a particle that hits Coulomb potential. And they find that the wave function falls off like 1 over r.
Yeah, that's a wave. That's what, if you solve a wave, that's what a wave is going to do. But if you see that that's not right, we know that an electron maintains its integrity, then you need to fix the equation so that it resembles reality. That's the purpose. I had sausages and beans. And this. Much protein. I'm waiting. When are you coming? Streaming. Yeah, that was really nice. We have a joyful. Okay, whatever. Okay.
Okay, the wave function falls off like 1 over r. So it's a particle disintegrating, and
the wave. Look, it's a wave. You're assuming a wave. Oh, okay. You're assuming a wave. A wave function will behave just like it's a mathematical wave. What do you what do you want? It's just a wave. You're imagining a wave, and you're saying in my imagination a wave hits a wall and spreads out. Okay, what else is new? The wave equation is designed to simulate waves, to model waves in real life. So what do you want to do? I don't understand. It does. Are these people for real? Do they really not understand it? Are they really so not understanding that there's something? I'm going to clean up my dining table and probably talk to you soon.
if you measure, you get a little bit of the particle here. No, Max Born said, we've done this experiment. The particle chooses some way to go, and it goes one way, and when you measure, you get the full particle. Particle never disintegrates.
So I don't know if I should even tell her that. I'm gonna ignore her, and we'll see. I don't want to say anything that I'll regret. It's not a good idea. Let's continue. This is very interesting. This is so interesting. So quantum mechanics is more of a social science than anything else. It's about figuring out how people that look so smart and are so smart and talk so smart and teach so smart, how dumb can they be to, like, they're in their echo chamber, right? There's no way I can talk to this guy. This guy is thoroughly inaccessible. He teaches at MIT. He's earning $1 million a year, maybe $500,000. He probably, he gives lectures. He makes $1 million a year or whatever. But he's in an echo chamber. He's thoroughly inaccessible. When he's teaching his students, you saw what he does. He writes on the board, and they need to copy, paste, and this is the beginning, the middle, and end of physics. That's it. Here is the rule. It does not tell how much of the particle. The particle, it's a particle, it's not a wave. That's it. No one is asking questions. No one is questioning. He's not asking if what do you think. There's no time. We have to cover the material. We have an exam. On the exam, this is what you need to know. It's like, this is not physics. This is indoctrination. This is nonsense. This is MIT open courseware. Oh, I love how he randomly positions the horizontal line in the middle of the word when writing the letter T. Great, professor. I haven't even taken high school physics and I'm here. Why? That's it. How many comments? 65 comments, not so many. 5.4 million subscribers. Oh my God. So we're doomed. We're doomed. We're boned.
You have a wave function, and the wave function is spread all over space, so the particle has disintegrated completely. And
it's a wave function. Why are you talking about a particle? Jesus, help us. Why using a function to describe? Why is it using a wave function to describe a particle? It's a wave function. It's designed to describe a wave.
wherever you find more psi, more of the particle is there. That was his interpretation. Then came Max Born, and he said, that doesn't look right to me. If I have a particle...
Well, it doesn't look right to me because there are edge cases that the wave equation fails in those edge cases. Yeah, and how, why? Okay, there's going to be edge cases. Every simulation, every mathematical simulation, every mathematical model, every model is not reality. Models are not reality. Models are models of reality. A model is always going to miss something about reality. Every model, right? You're modeling. You're simplifying. A model is a simplification. It's some. Like, even when you say 1 + 1 is 2, you're not taking into account the whole story. It's something, you're talking about the essence, a certain essence of the story. So there's going to be edge cases that the model is going to fail. But the question is, right? Bohr never spoke. Bohr said it's a wave. Bohr and de Broglie and Einstein and Planck, the whole evolution of the wave equation, of the wave function of the electron, that whole evolution. I can't believe these people are so dumb. They're so smart, dumb. They're so brilliant, dumb. They're such sophomores. Smart idiots. How can you be so smart and so dumb at the same time? The only answer I have is this is what you get when you create an echo chamber. This is an echo chamber. I don't have anything else. This is why I'm saying quantum mechanics is just social sciences. It's a social science. Because what do we know about quantum mechanics? We know what he says. He's the one who knows quantum mechanics. I'm not the voice of quantum mechanics. He's the voice. He's MIT Open Courseware from 7 years ago with 92,000 views. He is the voice of interpretation of the wave function. One word, wave function. He is the voice of interpreting the wave function. Him and Sean Carroll, and the rest of them. So it's whatever he says. And that's it. And that's it. And this is why we're doomed.
But I solved the Schrodinger equation. Everybody started solving the Schrodinger equation. So they solved it for a particle that hits Coulomb potential. And they find that the wave function falls off like 1 over r. Okay, the wave function falls off like 1 over r. So it's a particle disintegrating, and if you
What particle? Who's talking about a particle?
measure, you get a little bit of the particle here. No, Max Born said, we've done this experiment. The particle chooses some way to go, and it goes one way. And when you measure, you get the full particle. Particle never disintegrates. Okay, so Schrodinger hated what Max Born said. Einstein hated it. But never mind.
Okay, they hated it, but did they debate it? What do you mean they hated it? What did they say? Did they say, "Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. I so much hate it. I am filled with." That's it? Or did they tell you the story that I'm telling you? What do you mean they hated it? You can tell that I also hate what you're saying, I hope. But I'm not just saying that I hate it. That could be the title of what I'm saying. But I'm giving you a very, very detailed explanation of why I think it's 100% wrong. Do you understand? So somebody's gonna clip my video and say, "Oh, you hate it so much. You're like Einstein. We hate like Schrodinger. You hate it so much." And you're gonna ignore everything I'm explaining? Yeah, we're gonna ignore because they calculated the Schrodinger wave function for an electron that hits a Coulomb force, and it spreads. You don't need to solve it. You know it's a wave function. It's going to be. You can imagine how it's going to behave. There's nothing. You don't need to solve anything. So it doesn't match edge cases. Okay, so you neglect it, so you need to fix the wave equation. Fix it.
Max Born was right. Max Born said it represents probabilities.
What do you mean Max Born was right? What's your evidence that he was right?
Hated it. But never mind. Max Born was right. Max Born said it represents probabilities. And why did they hate it? Because suddenly you lose determinism. You can just talk about probabilities. So
look, if that's all they said, suddenly you lose determinism. That's a philosophical argument, but that's not a detailed mechanical. That's fine to argue directly from philosophy. You cannot. You can. Born rule is not. I mean, if Born is claiming that this is what the universe does, then that's nonsense. That's magic. I don't know what that means. That's. Oh, Jesus, help me, Amber. How are you?
Oh God, what happened so far?
That's it. She says, you are in communication with exes, therefore, goodbye. Have a great luck with the next chick.
Oh, well, that's kind of inappropriate, you know? Like, you're supposed to have a good relationship with your exes. If you don't, it's kind of a sign of immaturity.
Well, there you go. So she thinks that she thinks that I'm sleeping with them. She thinks I'm collecting exes.
Well, this is why I told you that younger girls like that, they have difficulty. It's like, she wants to be the center of the universe. So,
Hmm.
and she showed you that with her behavior. Like the way that she was texting you already indicated that.
Yeah.
She just wants someone who's isolated completely under her. And I guess if she's that gorgeous and young, good for her, but
Yeah.
that's not a healthy attachment style for an adult. It's not what you really want in a long-term partner.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if that's what you're looking for. It doesn't really seem like that is what you're looking for.
Look, I need a balance between hard to get and easy to get. It can't be impossible to get. I mean, what am I supposed to do if
Well, yeah, any animal would not continue a pursuit if they weren't getting a reward. Yeah, but
no, but she
this just sounds like a sort of preference that you guys should have outlined at the beginning of talking to one another. So now it makes me wonder, is it appropriate? And also, when should you ask a person if they're still talking to their exes or what that relationship is like? Because otherwise, you're wasting time.
it doesn't matter anyway. It's not like she's
I
like
think it's important now because now that you've raised the whole question, it's like if a guy says he hates his ex or something, and then you find out he's talking to her later, he can't pull the whole "oh yeah, we stayed friends, time has passed, blah blah blah" type shit, because that's when you're actually going to run into trouble. Is when someone just says they're done with their ex and they're actually not.
yeah. It doesn't matter. Look, it's not like she's giving me a chance, a second chance. She's shutting down. And that's the end of that. I'm gonna let her sleep on it, and then maybe I'll text her
I
tomorrow.
wouldn't want a second chance, honestly. If it came down to it, I'll just tell her yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's hot, but I have other chicks lined up, so it's fine.
No animosity, but I'd be no.
Wait,
I don't want to talk to someone who thinks that's a negative because I think it's a positive.
yeah, it's important, but I have other things. Anyway, I was studying Einstein's general relativity field equations, and I came to amazing conclusions. Absolutely.
What conclusions?
The conclusion is that Einstein, the general relativity is very similar to, which is the other ones, to special relativity. That they both just describe behavior of the universe. It's pretty good. I'm not, it's very good. Einstein described, how time dilation in special relativity and light bends in general relativity. That's nice. But he only described. He didn't give the mechanism. He didn't give the mechanical mechanism that causes time dilation. He just predicted time dilation based on, well, we see that, or we assume that the speed of light is constant. Therefore, time dilation, length contraction, relativistic mass equals mc squared. Because postulate speed of light is a constant. But why is the speed of light a constant? What is the mechanics? What is causing this? What is causing gravity? Why is the apple falling? Do you understand?
I do. It's just I lack passion for this.
But the point is that my theory is mechanical. I'm completing Einstein. I'm coming in under Einstein. Einstein, as far as I'm concerned, is starting from the second floor. He never built the ground floor. He says, well, assuming we already have a ground floor, let's build the second floor. But he never built the first floor. He never built the ground floor. Do you understand?
Right, yeah.
So I'm coming in and I'm building the ground floor. And I'm noticing that not only do you get special relativity out of my ground floor, and so it's a better derivation, a simpler mechanical derivation of special relativity, and a mechanical derivation of general relativity of gravity, but also it gives you a derivation of quantum mechanics. So I get 3 for 1. Anyway, and I'm giving you a foundation. Do you anyway? Yeah. No, you.
Yeah, a lot of information about the Earth I don't care about. Like,
Yeah, I understand. No, but this is about me. This is about
I'm
me.
glad you're having fun. Like, I'm just glad that you found something you're passionate about that you can work on. I am moderately afraid of big physics coming after you if you pursue this publicly constantly.
You don't
But
have to be. You don't have to be.
that's your decision.
You don't have to be afraid. You see how even the flat earthers see me as an enemy, and you. I don't know if you saw the globe.
Well, that's hard because you've got no allies. You just, you're
Yeah,
disliked by everyone at this point,
yeah, exactly.
and you're a hard sell.
I'm a hard sell. What do you mean I'm a hard sell?
Like when I introduce you to people, or like when I tell people I'm hanging out with you, they're just like, that guy." Like, it's hard for me to sell you to people.
What do you mean that guy? They know me?
Yeah, like they'll be like, "Oh, I can't stand that guy. I've seen him on YouTube," and they'll just be like, "I can't fucking deal with it."
I don't
Like
believe.
you're getting into people's recommended, which is funny because you don't have very high views. Like no, but like you're definitely reaching the right demographic because you're reaching people who are constantly on Discord with me, and they're just like, "Oh, I saw that guy and I hate him." You know what I mean? Like.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
It is funny. So, like, your demographic is basically like my friends, and my friends just aren't feeling it. So
Oh my god, that's funny. That is.
it's too bad. Yeah. Oh well. But maybe you'll hit the algorithm right one day, and you'll find people that really vibe with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
My dog's watching my TV right now. It's really funny.
Does your dog understand TV?
She watches when I put certain things on. Like right now, she's fascinated because I'm like using the menu, and she sees it's like moving. And I also put on a waterfall earlier, and she loved it. She just like sat and watched it.
No
This
way.
one's great because she can't reach the television. Like when she could reach the television before, it was terrible because she would try to like bat the things in the TV.
Oh my
You know,
god. No
like I
way.
would put on like there's like TV for dogs. Like there used to be this whole channel.
No. No way.
Yeah, yeah, there used to be a whole channel that you could get through Comcast when we had on demand like years ago. And they had TV for dogs. And I was like, that's actually a pretty good fucking idea. And so I look it up on YouTube to find like similar things. And it's just like soothing music with like B-roll footage of squirrels and like birds. And it
Unbelievable.
just made my dog try to get the birds, and she didn't
No.
like it. Well, she liked it, I'm sure, because for her it's like VR, because she can just go like video game hunt squirrels, I guess, but like not exactly. Like she doesn't get the reward of catching anything. She doesn't get like a treat for it. She just breaks the
Oh.
TV, and then I'll get pissed at her. So I've actually thought about dog VR and how lucrative it would be. I obviously am not the only person thinking about this. You know, it would be
No,
crazy if I was like the only person thinking
there
about this.
there is cow VR. Cows actually give multiples of milk, like in the winter, because cows in the winter give less milk. But if you show them that it's summer, they give more milk. So that's what farmers do. They give them VR that the cow thinks it's in the summer, so it blows up with milk.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, you can try. You can, do the cow VR for the dogs.
She's gonna have to have like some sort of walking pad.
That's a good idea. Anyway, do you want to bring anybody to debate me? Oh my god.
I'll look through my Rolodex of people that don't like you, I guess.
Oh, that'd be great. Let's bring over people who hate me to debate me. Like, if it's one on one, it's fun. If it's multiple on one, then it's like then it's no fun.
Yeah, I think we all don't like being ganged up on.
Yeah. Let's see this guy. What is it? Oh my god, let's talk about that. Of course you don't just lie and people frustrated with you. You get content. You don't have any ether model. Oh my god. People hate me. So everyone hates me. The flat earthers hate me. The globe gangsters hate me. Everybody hates me. This is great. I should be blowing up. Wait, are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Oh. You want to join me on my stream so we can watch YouTube together?
Yeah, StreamYards.
Yeah, I'll give you the link to the StreamYards. StreamYards. Oh my god. Anyway, so I was watching this MIT professor teaching about Schrodinger's. Oh, 1 second. Let her enter my domain. Enter my domain. Book.
Yeah, sorry, I have to leave to make StreamYards work, but is it working now?
Yeah, it's very good. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Anyway, so I was watching this dude. So he's a MIT course-ware. This is like the top-notch MIT guy.
Alright, sorry. My husband was just asking me to leave the window open so he could ask me to let him in.
Leave the window open? What window?
Like the window to my apartment.
Oh, I thought the window in like your laptop.
No, he just
So he's gonna come in through the window?
no, the door is electronic. So because it's Rosh Hashanah, I have to use the electronics for him. He can't.
Oh, that's nice. Wait, so he's like he believes in Jesus?
No, he's Jewish. What the hell?
Jewish is not Jesus? They're
No, they don't believe in Jesus at all.
not even a little bit?
Like, some people believe Jesus was a real person, but they typically think he was a bad person.
Oh. So he's bad Jesus. Bad Jesus.
Yeah, the thing about Jesus is, like, if you believe in Jesus and you believe he was able to do, like, miracles and displays of magic, then you would believe that he wasn't the only person who could do that. Because Jesus had teachers. He actually killed one of his teachers just out of spite. And, you
That's
know, he was taught to utilize the gift and to harness it.
So he was like
So
he was a Sith Lord.
essentially, Jesus was a Sith Lord that killed one of his Sith teachers. So there were other Siths. Like, so Jesus wouldn't be considered special or be considered the son of God just because he could do magic. There were other people who could. That's why Christians are seen as like colonizers, because they're covering up the fact that other people were doing magic, and they're selling this one dude as like the focal point of like the universe and misguiding Novahites. So essentially, if you want to just believe in God but not get on the Jesus train, you would just be considered a Novahide.
Novahide? What's a
Yeah,
Novahide?
it means you believe in God, but you're not Jewish.
Anyway, I don't know what anything means. Anyway, but so you leave the window open so he can crawl through the window? What?
No, he's just gonna shout up and say like, "Hey, come let me in," and I'm gonna go downstairs and open
Oh,
the door.
but then your AC or wait, is it cold or hot?
It's perfect out. It's like
Oh,
autumn.
wow. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Oh
Very nice.
yeah, dude. I had food because he makes dinner for all the Jewish holidays usually. I
Mm-hmm.
did Shabbat because during Shabbat he works. So I do it before he comes home. But typically we like went out. So this was like the first Shabbat, like was last weekend that I actually did something. And then today he made me like, what would you call it? Like a goulash? Just kind of like a stew or something. It was nice. And he used to work in a restaurant, so he's got like that
Oh.
professional edge when it comes to food. Like we can have very limited supplies and he can make something taste really good.
Mm. In high school, that's one thing they should probably do is teach everyone to cook.
They used to tackle it in middle school when I was in school, but I don't know how much they do anymore. And
Mm.
also, I learned a little bit of sewing, which I wish they picked up on what was wrong with me earlier, because I went from being able to use a sewing machine to not being able to use it at all.
Mm.
And like I couldn't remember how to thread the needle, and I couldn't steer, and I couldn't do anything straight. So that was an obvious sign that the brain tumor was there, like looking back.
Wait,
Because typically
you had a brain tumor?
I still have it.
Wait, what? So
Yeah,
what?
I just live with it. But like, yeah, you typically lose balance and lose your ability to steer things.
Wait. What's going on with the tumor?
I don't really know. I don't go check on it like I'm supposed to.
Why?
Because I don't have money, I don't have a doctor, my parents didn't care. Every time I tried to get help, like my friends would blow me off or my parents would blow me off because it makes it so I can't drive, obviously. Um so it's just really hard for me to get anywhere. And now that I'm, with him, I move a lot. So I was gonna try to get some help when I lived in Florida, but then we moved and we moved again, and now it's just kind of like, okay, I need to figure out like a long-term mobile doctor type of thing. But like the thing is, I need like blood tests to see if I'm getting cancer. Like I can't do that over Zoom.
Mm.
I would appreciate, like, have you seen Theranos? Like, do you know what Theranos is?
Of course, I'm an expert in all things Theranos.
So
Theranos.
that would have been awesome if I could have just like gotten a blood test at home and sent it to CVS.
Yeah, but that was completely
That would
fake,
have, yeah, but
apparently.
that would have been perfect. That was exactly what I wanted. And because she got in trouble, I feel like bigger companies are patenting that technology because they have the ability to while she rots in jail. Because she's going to be in
No.
jail for a while, till at least 2034, I think. And she had like 3 kids.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. I don't
I
know. I
don't
mean,
understand how she's the villain in this. I really don't.
because
She didn't do
she,
anything other people didn't do. She was just a 20-year-old girl doing it.
yeah, but the law doesn't care. The law is the law.
Yeah, but if you're a rich asshole and you're, daddy Warbucks, the law doesn't really touch you. So that's what I'm saying is it wasn't fair. I don't
mean,
see this proportional to anything. I don't think she deserves like a decade in jail. Jesus Christ, her kids are gonna grow up without her. You don't think that's psychologically gonna fuck with her and her kids? And I don't think that's proportional to what she did. I don't
like,
think the punishment fits the crime.
like my proof that there is basically, look, the question is, did she defraud the investors? That's one question. The second question is, did she defraud the FDA? So, defrauding the investors, I can prove she did not. Defrauding the FDA, yes. I mean, you cannot get away with that. And once you try to defraud the FDA, I mean, they cut you up. I mean, these people don't care. But about defrauding the investors, the simple proof she never defrauded the investors is that she held on to all her shares. She never sold her shares. She
Yeah.
became a multi-trillionaire holding all the shares to her company. And when it completely collapsed, she still has everything and she's worthless. This proves she believed in the company.
Right.
So that's not fraud. So there's no fraud, but she did defraud the FDA because
I'm not even so sure about that because she never said the product worked when it didn't. She said she was working on the product and she was always transparent about what it could and couldn't do. Um,
look, it's yeah, we can talk about that, but look, this world is completely screwed up. I mean, you see on my screen right now this guy. Like I can, if I put him on the stand and cross-examine him about this 7-8 minute mini lecture, I can cut him up like in cross examination. I could destroy him. He makes 0.0 cents. It's utter nonsense. So of course the court system is completely screwed up, and the FDA shouldn't exist at all.
yeah.
And the SEC, you see, the problem is the SEC. The SEC doesn't care if you defrauded your investors. The question is, did you defraud the SEC, the Securities Commission, Securities and who knows what commission?
I honestly think this was just an attempt at, like, being able to patent her product and get her out of the way.
No. You don't need to believe in any conspiracy in order to believe that our world is completely upside down, inside out. Everything is completely screwed up. Everything. I mean, it's between. Look, the thing is, it should be between her and her investors. If her investors felt she defrauded them, they should sue her. That's it. They should sue her for damages for defrauding them. But I don't think they sued her. They were probably very happy that she was doing whatever she was doing. She bought time. She was pretending like she was doing the blood tests. Anyway, it's whatever. Ugh. Do you want to hear this guy? Do you care what he says? Do you want me to? Let's hear what he says, and I'll teach you how to catch these. He's defrauding the world. This is fraud.
Wave
So he's writing interpretation of the wave function.
So you should look at what the inventor said. So what did Schrödinger say?
The inventor of the wave function is Schrödinger.
Schrödinger thought that psi represents
Psi is the wave function, is the value of the wave function.
particles that disintegrate. You have a wave function, and the wave function is spread all over space, so the particle has disintegrated.
The particle has disintegrated. So he's talking about a wave function, meaning a function that describes a wave, but he's talking about a particle that disintegrates. Do you see how he's making 0 sense?
No, I
No,
don't
you
have
don't.
the foundation to understand that.
Okay, so if I tell you that I'm using a wave simulator, and I run the simulation, and I see, you see his hands? I see the wave going, I see the particle going like this, boom. Okay, again, I'll repeat. I have an app that simulates wave, and when I run it, I see the particle going, spreading like that. Does that, do you see the problem?
What's the problem?
The problem is that I'm using a wave simulation app. And when I talk about it, I'm talking about a particle. I should be
Okay.
talking about, right? It should be a
So
wave.
it's an apples and oranges argument, essentially. Okay.
Basically, and this is again and again, all the physicists, they all make the same mistake. It's a wave function, and when they talk about it, they're talking about a particle because they're talking about the electron. So they think the electron is a particle, but Schrödinger assumed it's a wave, and his predecessors, de Broglie and Bohr, assumed it's a wave. Everything indicates it's a wave, but when this guy talks about it, he's talking about a particle.
Disintegrate. You have a wave function. The wave function is spread all over space, so the particle has disintegrated completely.
The wave function spreads, so the particle disintegrates. Like, why would you be talking about a particle? Terrible. Anyway, that's just part of the problem. Everything here is completely messed up. It's so sad. It's so sad that I cannot talk to this guy.
And wherever you find more psi, more of the particle is there. That was.
But it's a wave. But he talks about it as if it's a particle.
This interpretation. Then came Max Born, and he said, "That doesn't look right to me."
So Max Born was Schrodinger's professor, or something. So Max Born said that Schrodinger's interpretation of the wave function makes no sense. Schrödinger said the wave function describes the behavior of a wave, basically. I don't know how if Schrödinger understood it. Is anything that I'm saying making any sense or zero sense? Oh, you're gone. Wait, let's see. She has a message. Oops, I gotta go. Gotta get ready for dinner. Okay. Thanks. Smiley. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break and rethink. Actually, I mean, I'm very happy. Talk to you later. All right, I'm really happy with the way I'm able to thoroughly break down the mainstream misunderstanding of quantum mechanics. I'm beginning to see exactly where everybody took the wrong turn and confused themselves. They're just confusing themselves, that's all. Yeah. All right, let's take a break. We've been here for an hour. It's pretty good. We'll come back. Let me just change the name of this discussion. Is Einstein's general relativity valid? That's a good topic for another time. This is a review of MIT Open. Wait, let me take the exact MIT Open courseware interpretation of the wave function. MIT Open courseware. How do you spell courseware? Yeah, like I saw, courseware interpretation of the wave function review, or my review. My review of MIT Open courseware interpretation of the wave function. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop here and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.